There we go. I fixed it. Sorry about that, guys. But anyway, for the technical difficulties, I apologize about that. Using the computer tonight instead of our phones like we normally do, so had to relearn. Yes, Eileen, I know. I finally figured it out. But anyway, we did get some more of our stuff done. We finally got in the paperwork that we're supposed to send in, or most of it anyway. There's just like a little tiny bit left, not a lot. Addie full blown. Glad you can make it in. But so we're just kind of updating you a little bit to just kind of let you know how things are going. So we're a little bit closer to where we need to be, but we're not completely there. So it's going to be a bit more. We'll know more down the line. We just don't know exactly when. But all right, babe. Thank y'all for showing. I can't talk much louder. I don't got much of a voice. If I talk much louder, then I'm sorry if you guys can't hear me. I'm already losing my voice. So I do apologize if y'all can't hear me. I know some people have been having issues hearing. Okay, that was his phone that went off. But I'll try and speak as loud as I can. But hello, Southern Brothers. Welcome in. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Is we got a little bit more, still trying to find a place as far as that, but most of the paperwork is done. We'll know later on whether or not we're approved. Hopefully so, Piggy Piddles. That's just, one of the things you gotta wait and see. But I've spoke low all my life, and when I try and speak too high or go higher, I tend to lose my voice. So yeah, I apologize. But we'll know more down the line on where we're at and if we're approved. But it does take a while for them to process everything and do their background checks and things like that, which is fine. But we'll know later on. And Eileen, thank you for sharing your story tonight. I'm sorry I didn't get to see all of it. My son fell asleep and then got fussy and woke up and it was like he didn't realize where he was. It took me a while to calm him down. But thank you for sharing your story tonight. I know that must have been difficult. But, there are people out there that, can relate to it and might have needed to hear it. So thank you. Everybody has a story, whether it's the same or not. It's just depends on the person. Well, no, he's not getting a chew, you would think, but no, you can look at his face here and he don't have a chew. Yes, Eileen, I can imagine it does. And then, but when you tell your story, like you said, the easier it gets, and it might help somebody that actually needs to hear it too. Yes, Eileen, we do. I mean, even me. Maybe it may not be the same, but everybody has a story. Maybe it may not be the same, but okay. Well, I don't know. Okay, still having some technical difficulties apparently. Um, our devices are not wanting to work correctly, but that's okay. Oh, did you see Piggy's comments? And Piggy, no, you're not. That's just mean to yourself. Hi, sister. One of the dogs over here that's over here wanting some attention. But yeah, you're just being mean to yourself, Piggy. You gotta stop that. Quit being so hard on yourself. You like me in a way. I'm hard on myself, and yeah, Teddy can tell you. He knows I am. And that's great of a full blown wife to hear people out with their stories and things too. Maybe not Piggy, but still, it doesn't matter. Well, no, I just meant that I'm mean to myself. That's all.
And she's mean to me.
Yeah, so mean to you. But where was I? Sorry, it's just my allergies are acting up. Where was I? I kind of lost track of where was I. I hate when I do that. Oh shoot. Yeah. That I could see that. There is no fun if if you can't laugh at yourself. But what was I gonna say?
About the housing and
yeah. We actually had a little bit longer than I thought, because we got sick and we were kind of worried that that it would burn our chances. But I finally got a hold of them and told them what was going on with us, about being sick and stuff like that. And they finally got back to me and told me that we had till, what was it, September 8th. September 8th to actually get it in. But we actually turned it in today because we had most of it done. It just was getting a few things notarized and getting it there. And then we had a couple, I guess, with some other papers we had. I missed one, or she couldn't find it, so I had to refill that one out, which we both know. It was weird because she had her stack of papers, and I filled them out and I gave them back to her. And all of a sudden she's going through it to see if she has everything she needed. And then later on I get a message saying that we missed one, but it's nowhere to be found. I didn't take it home by accident, and she can't find it. So I had to redo it today. And then, yes, full blown. Yes, that one is definitely a hard one to follow. That definitely makes a hard one to follow. But what was I gonna say? So here I go repeat myself again, but we're closer. Just gonna be a little bit of time. We'll probably know within the next couple weeks or so. Probably not full blown. I probably wouldn't. But then again, I might. You never know. Like I said, everybody has a story, and everybody's gone through something at one point or another. Um, some at a younger age than others, some at an older age. It does, just one of those things that you never know when it's going to happen. And I could see that full blown. But I mean, you probably wouldn't surprise me because I have worked with people who have had a past. Thank you, Eileen. We appreciate it. We really do. And we have to find a place that's willing to work with them too. So that's another thing. Because they can't really help us if we don't find a place that's willing to cooperate with their regulations. Because they, in a way, they kind of we choose a place, and then they inspect it and figure out if it's qualified under their regulations. So that's another thing too. But we'll know once we start getting a little closer. Excuse me. But as the same pooch, it probably wouldn't surprise me much like you think it would, because of the fact that I've heard several people's stories. There for a while, the church that I usually go to had a rehab group that would come in, and they'd tell their stories and things like that, and we figure out how best we can help them, whether it's finding God, or just letting them know people care. Yes, Piggy, exactly. Actions will show you who you are. I mean, because there's people that that can try to do good and fall back completely and keep going back to their old ways, and it's not right. And then there's other people who choose to get out of that crazy hectic life. Yes, Aileen, in a way it is, only it's through the Indians instead of how to put it, instead of the, like, because it has to be within their jurisdiction, because there's several people are it has to be within the nation. So in a way, it's like a reserve in a way. So like where we currently live now, we're not in their jurisdiction, so it can't be approved for here. Yes, they're federal. Thank you. I appreciate that. So it has to be within their nation, within their borders. And it has to be somebody who is willing to work with them, because there are places in the nation that just will run out to whoever, and they don't accept the Cherokee Nation's help. So it has to be within the nation that we have to find a place that's willing to work with them, which is fine. It's understandable. Um, we'll get there eventually. It just taking time, because it's kind of backed up since the COVID. Because people had lost their jobs, and was being threatened to be kicked out, or yes, Hickerson Family Farm. We are in Oklahoma. So that kind of gives you a little more update of where we're at. Still job searching. I did a interview today, and I should know by tomorrow evening whether or not I have the job. It's just gonna, because he said the guy that I did the interview with said he had to talk to his supervisor. So, but it kind of, in a way, it sounded like he wanted to hire me right away. But I don't want to get my hopes up just in case, because I might not have their qualifications that they require. So that's another thing. But that's okay. You take your chances when you apply for a job. I mean, either you have what they need or don't. I mean, and that's with people who are actually getting back with me and saying, hey, let's do an interview at least. So, but that's okay. It happens. Looks like I'm losing viewers. I lost half my viewers. I must be boring. if I went from 6 to 3, which I know if Allison is watching, she can't stay on long because she's got a night job. So that's understandable. But that's kind of tells you a little bit where we're at on it. And we told you we'd keep you. Yeah, I'm showing 5 now too, Eileen. And we went back up. Something must have happened, and then shortly lost the connection or something. But that's okay. It happens. They can always watch it later if they need to. Thank you, Booch. And thank you, Eileen. I certainly hope so. But like I said, it's going to be, and it's kind of hard to find someone too who wants to work with my son's appointments. Some of them will say, what was I going to say? Yeah, work with my son's appointments. Some will say they will, and then come to find out they're like, no, I need you on that day, and they want me to rearrange all his appointments, and I can't do that every time I turn around, because then I'll eventually lose our spot in his therapy, and I'm not willing to do that really. So I mean, because frankly, my son's more important to me than a job. So I mean, if it comes down to it, then I'll find another way. But my son's more important than a job. So if they can't really work with me on pre-scheduled appointments, then there's something wrong. But that's okay. I'm not gonna fight them over it. But anyway, so that kind of shows you where we're at right now. Thanks, Biggie. But I kind of get you on the crazy part because I mean I could be crazy too, especially if I don't have my coffee, my morning coffee. That is, I definitely have to have my morning coffee. Otherwise, I do go crazy and I get really bad headaches if I don't. And the longer I go without it, the worse the headaches get. Like going for a day without it, okay, maybe sometimes maybe a mild headache, but I guess it's because I'm so used to that caffeine, which is not necessarily a good thing, but then again, long hair, heavy, don't help. Oh, well, I can tell you do fly by the seat of your pants on your shows. And that's okay. Everybody has their own way and their own style. What I get from Teddy when I ask him to make coffee? Why do I have to make it when I don't even drink stuff? That's what he tells me. But it's not about him drinking it. It's about the way he makes it. For some reason, it tastes better when he makes it. The coffee, that is. I'll correct myself. It tastes better to him when with the way he makes the coffee. I'll say it there. That way nobody else gets the wrong idea. And yes, Henderson is a Hickerson family farm. Exactly. It's the love he puts into it. So I try not to ask him just because, he don't drink stuff and kind of grumbles at me. So, but I still love him anyway. See what else. I mean, there's not really much to tell you about the.
And two, I'm fixing to go back to school, trade school, that is.
Yeah, he's fixing to go back to trade school. As soon as they get a little more information on the classes he wants to take, then and then he'll have a few more papers to fill out, and then go from there. But I'll let him tell you Hickerson Family Farms. I don't know if he wants me to tell him or not.
I'm gonna go into as a bail enforcement agent to go and capture bail jumpers who skips out on their court dates and stuff. And for those who gets in trouble, gets arrested and post bond and doesn't show up their court date they're supposed to, I'll be the guy to call. Basically, I'll be doing bounty hunting work.
Bail bonds will call him and say, "Hey, we got this, what they call bail jumper," and they'll send him the information, and he's got to go get them, bring them in.
Yeah, Pooch. I'm gonna be a bounty hunter.
So we'll see how that works out. It's something he wanted to do, so I may not like it because there's chances that he may get hurt, but I still support him in it. Because it's something he wants to do, and there's not many things. Piggy, there is one out. I was watching it earlier. It's called Patty Mayo. It's kind of a lot of verbal words that are thrown around. And vulgar words, should I say. Of course, I can't see much. I've said a few myself. I'm very proud of it, though. And I'm trying to get out of that. So there you go, baby. You can do your own show on it, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's probably retired now, though. The Dog the Bounty Hunter. I think he's retired now.
Yeah, I think after his first wife has passed, he quit doing it now.
Yeah, so I think he's probably out of it now, just because of his wife passed away. Because his wife was helping him at one point too. I do know that. But that's something he wants to do. But it's just going to be hard if I get a job, to go back and forth, because we have one vehicle for one thing, and then there's other roadblocks in the way of doing that too. Because I'll have to, if I get this job, I'll have to be up there at 8, and then I don't know what time his classes are, so it might be where I get public transport and he uses the car to get where he's going. And then after he gets out of class, comes and gets me from work, depending on what time I get off from work. I don't know exactly, because it's they didn't tell me exactly what time that I would be off. Excuse me, if I got the job. But so that's kind of what we're taking care of today is things for that. Um, so there's not really much more to tell for that. Um, but I just I really hope he enjoys it enough to stick with it. And that's he's said he's wanted to do it for a long time. Yeah, he is kind of a teddy bear. Yes, you can. With the
See, first of all, there's you have to go through a cleat, like police officers do, and
yeah.
there's 5 types of cleat that I have to take.
So then, like you said, you can turn that into a private investigator, and you can actually do Hello Southern Roots. Um, you can actually turn it into multiple things with the cleat classes. So that's gonna be one of the things we're working on. But it's just gonna be trying to get past that uh, roadblock, or to a couple of them. Once one they only have one vehicle, um, and then the other is I hate to say this is me having a license. I have a permit, but I don't have my actual driver's license. No matter what I do, um, I can't seem to get it. There is an issue there that I can't really explain, but I know most people my age have a license by now. But and I've worked on it several times. I have failed, and I can't seem to get it. So it might just be, like I said, where I use public transport and he uses the car, unless there's a way that we can work with, like he dropping me off going to class, and then when he gets off, come gets me, or something, something like that. I don't know. We'll just have to see how that goes. I even put myself through driving classes. Yes, I only. Okay. Well, there's a few. I mean, I don't know as many probably as you that did, but the majority have. Um, but like I said, I put myself through classes. That cost a big chunk of money. Um, and I took the test and failed. But the last time I took the actual test, it didn't help that they put 2 instructors in the car with me instead of 1. It's nerve-wracking enough to have just 1, but they put 2 in there because I had the one beside me and I had one behind me. And yeah, I've never seen them put 2 instructors. And everybody I know that's taken the test already didn't have 2 instructors. So I don't know when they started doing that. He said it was for training purposes, I think, is what the instructor told me, the main instructor. But I don't know how likely that. Well, it's in a way they called it. Part of it's what they say they called it tunnel vision. Um, I have a bit of a problem focusing on one thing at a time. Like if I'm cleaning the house and vacuuming, I'm concentrating on vacuuming. Then when I'm done, I'll concentrate on whatever else, dishes or whatever. Not vacuuming and dishes. Um, so it's like I'm like in the back of my brain, I know I need to do it, but it's like my brain just kind of tells me, okay, this is where you need to be. And so, yeah, not really trying to remember, okay, glance at your speedometer. Okay, glance at the sign, stuff like that. Yes, Piggy. Um, I try to, but I've not been able to get it down yet. That's okay, Hickorystown Family Farms. Go ahead. Um, but well, hopefully I'll get it one day. Just haven't got it yet. So focusing on more than one or two things at a time is a little hard when it comes to uh, and that's kind of the way I am, Eileen. I don't mean to, because like I can even be sitting here reading or something, and Teddy hollers at me, and I'll be zone out, or I'll be cleaning and I'll zone out. It just I can't explain why I do it. It just something I do, and it I hate it, but it happens. And once again, I'm left alone and alive. I see how Teddy is. He's done that to me like the last 2-3 times. What was I going to say? Let's see. But yeah, that kind of gives you a little bit of background, and kind of gives you a little more reason why. No, a little reason why it might be hard for both to go on at the same time. And like I said, it just we'll figure it out one way or another. It's just going to take a little bit of time, and we'll get there. Just being patient and waiting to see what happens. I bet you could, Piggy. I bet you could. I just don't want to be a hazard to others. I would rather be the one that don't drive just to be safe instead of being a hazard to somebody else, and ruining somebody's life, let alone mine. So I kind of stand down in a way, I guess. And I'm sure Teddy can too. But then again, I've seen the crazy people who think they can pull over last minute in front of a semi. And it's yeah. Yes, Eileen, and I'm trying. I just haven't been able to get over it yet. Hopefully I will, but time will tell on that. How do I put it? Gosh, I hate repeating myself. It's like my brain can't think fast enough or something. Yes, they do, but they can't. That's the thing. My dad was a truck driver for years, so I kind of know how that is. And even when my husband had his diesel truck, it just, well, I say a little over half the size of a semi, because it was pretty good size. And it had stacks like a semi, but it wasn't a semi. That's the only thing. And people would cut us off in that, and I'm like, you're this little bitty car, and you're pulling out in front of this huge truck. What is wrong with y'all? And you cut it so close, like you're begging to get hit. You're begging to get hit if you do something like that. I'm one of those ones that get nervous between two semis, let alone in front of one. If one's behind me, I get nervous enough, but if I'm between front and back, I get extremely nervous. I don't like that. Well, I don't know, Piggy. I mean, because it seems like it don't work fast enough. Okay, Eileen, that's fine. We understand. You have a good night. Get you some sleep, okay? We appreciate you coming in, though. What was I gonna say? Okay. That's a new one, but hey, if it works, it works. But I'm not willing to harm others just because I want to drive. I'd rather pass it up. Hello, Sissy. This is Sissy right here. This is the sister to Izzy, but her name is Sissy. So we'll call her Sissy or sister. She just loves attention. She's an attention hog. Yeah. You're an attention hog, huh? Yeah. I'll give you hugs, but not kisses. This one is my father-in-law's dog. But yeah, I know. She loves attention. She gets jealous. She's got to have that attention constantly. Yeah, her's got to have that attention constantly. No, don't let me. Sorry, I get distracted when it comes to the dogs sometimes. Of course, they don't come into the lives very often. No. Yeah, they don't come into the live very often, so. But now you kind of get to see one of them at least. I think Izzy's popped a little bit of her head in a couple of times, but yeah, now she's trying to play sister now. Sister walked away, so now she's trying to go play with her now. Hopefully she don't get too rowdy because the baby's asleep. It's been a long time ago. Rocking chair is. Maybe they wouldn't. Since they can't step on a dime, that's where it makes me nervous. I mean, I can see where they can move everything else and block everything else. Don't get me wrong, but when they can't step on a dime and you stop faster than they do, you're at risk of being crushed between two. And I ain't, yeah. I bet you did, full blown. I bet you did. You probably still would. You probably still would, like leading the train. Hello, 90 Acre Farms. Welcome in. Sorry, my mouth was getting a little dry there. But yeah. Come on, Izzy. Come on. You say hello? And this one is Izzy. Yeah, this one is Izzy. This one's ours. She's the one that just got over that had the incident with the car and had the broken leg for a while, but finally she's over it and she's out of the cast. Luckily, we didn't have to amputate the leg. I missed some comments. Let me see. Maybe so, Piggy. You never know with Pooch. Let's see. But yeah, so that's that one. So you got to see Izzy and Sissy a little bit. Typically they don't really show themselves. They're kind of hard to catch when we put the camera on them. That's why we don't really show them in our videos. You might catch a glimpse just because they're walking by or they're roughhousing. I mean, we're going to try to make a video, just kind of showing what they threw through the day. Hopefully we can catch them, but like I said, they kind of tend to shy away. Except for, I guess, Izzy going to be my companion tonight, though. Vince, my other one, kind of took off in the other room or something. So we got little Miss Izzy here tonight. As you can see, she doesn't have her cast on anymore. It was a little hard for her to walk after a while because she's used to having to keep it straight. Well, maybe so, full blown. I mean, that's going to be up to you, though. If that's something you feel like doing, talk to your wife and go for it. I mean, there's still bull haulers needed. So
it's more bull hauling is a little bit more risky because you said the load shifts, so it makes the truck tip a whole lot could tip a whole lot easier than a load that would. I have a friend that drove, and he says it's more dangerous to be a bull hauler than.
Welcome back at Kristen Family Farm. But yeah, but that's up to you, you full blown. I mean, that's just kind of, like I said, you're not using my good rag, are you?
Mm-mm.
You don't have the oil on it?
Not on this one, no.
Okay, don't use my good rag. I'll whoop you.
This is the rag I had.
Because it looks like one I brought. Well, I guess you heard me on that one. Yes, full blown. I know what bull hauling it is. We currently live out in the country, and like I said, my dad was a trucker. He didn't bull haul, but he did haul reefers and other things, other trailers. Because he probably didn't want to get in trouble. And as you can see, he's kind of shows up when he finds something interesting and just steps out when he don't. So I guess I'm stuck doing all the videoing and you're not using it. Is that a different rag?
That one I had. Just
No,
a hand.
No, that one is mine. Look at the tag. Look at the tag.
Sorry.
I'm gonna beat you. Put my rag away. Put in and get a different one. That's my good one.
We don't have any other ones. I never had rags.
Sorry, folks. He was using my good rag for oil and cleaning. So, yeah. I'm not going to say what it is because I probably guess, but I don't want to get in trouble for saying it. So, I'm going to leave it at that. But I'll have to get him a designated one for that that way he's not grabbing my good ones and using my good ones for that. I'm pretty sure if it was one of y'all, your wife would be doing the same thing. Or who knows, it might be vice versa. Your wife might be you might be doing it to your wife. Okay, now that's a nice idea. But like I said, that's gonna be between you and your wife. I mean, I can't speak for you. I can't speak for you. As you can see, she's back for more attention. The attention hog. Yeah, she's the attention hog. This one and Izzy they're blue heeler Australian Shepherd mixes. Sissy here got more for daddy than her mama. Far as color wise, Izzy got more for mama. The mom was the blue heeler, and the dad was the Australian Shepherd. Love them both. She keeps hitting the table. She can't decide what she wants to do. She wants attention, but then she wants to play. Can't decide, can you? No, you can't decide. So I guess y'all get a bit of an audience with the dogs tonight. Hopefully y'all don't mind. When she wants attention, she wants attention, and she's all over you. Yeah. Yeah. Of course, they get jealous of each other. They've fought a few times. We've had to get on to them for that because they're siblings, and siblings fight. But when it gets too aggressive, I don't mind them playing. But when it gets too aggressive, that's when I tend to have to break it up. Being sisters and all, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking about you, not to you. Yeah, I'm talking about you, not to you. She hears sisters or sister, and she thinks I'm talking to her because her name is Sister. Yeah. What, you need to play now? Huh? What are you doing, Isabel? Isabel's down by my feet. She's and of course I got Sissy Hero here wanting to play and roughhouse and stuff. She's been crazy. But that's okay. She's got to have her daily attention. She kind of picks the time of the day where she comes and gets some attention from me. But before the dog interrupted me, what was I talking about? I know we're talking about trucking and being a full-blown, said something about being a Blade Runner if he was to do it again. But that's something you and your wife or husband have to agree on, depending on the situation of what y'all want to do. Just like me and Teddy had talked our situation over, with him going back to school and stuff. But we talked about it because, he wanted to know how I felt about it. But with his difference, I don't say disability, I say difference. Because, it's exactly what it is. It's differently. Okay, full blown. That's fine. You enjoy your time with your wife, and glad to see you in. And good luck with meeting up with Treasure Hunter. I bet you that's going to be a blast. But as I was saying, it's just something me and Teddy had talked about it, with him going back to school. But his difference can keep him from being interested in it for a lot. It might be 1 hour, 2 hours. He's interested and he's disinterested and don't want to do it anymore. Just like I had bought him a leather kit, and because he wanted to do how to do leather work. So I was like, well, okay, starter kit wouldn't hurt, at least he can test it to see if it's something he might want to do instead of spending a whole gob of money on things for it and him not even do it. But he just found out pretty quick that he didn't want to do it. He didn't, he was not as interested as he thought he was. So that's one thing. But that's why I didn't go into the buying everything. It's just like a little tester to kind of see, that way not wasting money. But and so hopefully he'll like this and he'll stick with it. But time will tell on that. If I'm boring everybody, we can go. That's fine. I know it's kind of dropping fast now. I know a couple of y'all had to go because y'all were turning in for the night. And I know Full Blown said he had to go because he wanted to spend some time with his wife before he went to sleep, which I get that. Everybody ever does. Of course, you have your time zones because I know everybody here is not from Oklahoma. So those, you got people from Arizona or Texas or Tennessee or, just various places. I know where a few of y'all are from. I don't know exactly where all of y'all are from. So I apologize. I need to keep a better record like Empty Homestead because they keep a record of all that. Okay, Anchor Family Farms. I know Empty Homestead's okay, you're not from Oklahoma. Okay, I see what you're saying. It just kind of a typo in the first one. Which is I do that sometimes too, or it will change the word on me. Yes, in Piggy, this is a good way to meet people from all over. I mean, it's not just one state. It's not just two states. It's multiple, and it's great to meet new people. And see what their interests are through their channels and things like that, and what they're doing. But so it's great. Kind of okay. So you're about an hour, so from an hour or so from us, maybe not quite, because we're closer to Tulsa. What was I going to say? I hate when I lose track of what I was going to say. So we're kind of in this same area in a way. Just got a few towns and stuff between us. But I can't say where we'll be once we make the move or when we'll make the move, but we will try to get it on record when we can. Kind of hard, with all the going back and forth, trying to get everything done, and find people that will have an opening and will work with the Cherokees. But that's okay. It is what it is, and you just got to have some patience. Certain things I'm okay with having patience with, and others I'm not. It just kind of depends on what it is, really. But I'm trying to have as much patience as I can, because I know it takes time to. What was I gonna say? I don't know exactly what I was gonna say. I lost track. What I was gonna say. But it looks like it's winding down. Looks like I've got 2 people off, so I better get off here and quit boring people. And I guess we'll see you next time. And thank you folks for joining. And we'll get back with you and try and keep y'all up to date and everything. We hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.